right now on 5 on your side at 10.
The badly needed rain from earlier today is long gone. How much fell and why some of us are still looking for more.
Pride Parade. What St. Louisans say it means to them, especially after the pandemic. Rallies continue after Roe v. Wade is overturned.
Abortion care is simple health care. It's not political.
A local doctor explains what's next for the medical community, plus what churchgoers have to say about the decision.
Everybody needs to fight!
Tonight, the fallout continues after the Supreme Court's landmark decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. For the third straight day, there were protests across the country and here in St. Louis. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush, and Allred has the night off. Tonight, a group gathered outside the Planned Parenthood facility in the Central West End. Until the Supreme Court's decision, it was the only location in Missouri that performed abortions. Tonight, our Pepper Baker joins us live outside Planned Parenthood after she spent the day learning about the next steps for the medical community. Pepper?
Mike, protesters and supporters continue to express their views all across the country days after the Supreme Court ruling. Here in Missouri, physicians are at risk when it comes to prosecuting abortion cases. I spoke to a local obstetrician gynecologist and a St. Louis University law professor who broke it all down.
More than 1 in 4 people will need an abortion in their lifetime.
Last week, Dr. David Eisenberg treated a woman who was born with a medical condition that makes her pregnancies a threat to her life. It took 6 weeks to schedule her abortion procedure.
And I was concerned about the Supreme Court ruling coming down on Friday, such that we moved her case up to be the first surgery of the day, so I could make sure that she could end her pregnancy. I don't know how we're going to help people like that moving forward.
The United States Supreme Court voted 5-4 majority to overturn Roe v. Wade Friday. St. Louis University law professor Anders Walker explains the immediate impact that followed in Missouri.
Attorney General Schmidt almost automatically signed a bill into law banning abortion in the state of Missouri.
I will not be able to provide an abortion for anyone unless they are experiencing a medical emergency.
There's only one exception, and that is if the life of the mother is at risk. Otherwise, it is terminating a pregnancy, and it could be any moment after conception. I don't think there's any time limit placed on it.
Physicians who perform the procedure without a medical emergency reasoning could be prosecuted.
I believe it's a Class B felony, which is quite a lot of jail time.
We're talking anywhere from 5 to 15 years in prison.
It is more regulated and more politicized than any other aspect of medicine, despite abortion care being common and literally some of the safest medicine that can be provided.
Walker says traditionally abortion cases are handled locally, with many prosecutors deciding not to pursue. But Attorney General Eric Schmidt has the power to prosecute cases himself.
And so now states decide whether to allow the procedure or not.
This new reality where we can only care for people having medical emergencies is going to result in many more people having medical emergencies.
Now, Eisenberg published research last year that studied states with restrictive abortion laws versus states that made them more accessible. He found in that research that the maternal mortality rates in states where abortion access is limited are much higher than in states where abortion laws are neutral or protected. Live in St. Louis, Pepper Baker, 5 on your side.
And today was the first day many churches gathered since the Supreme Court made its decision. As 5 on your side's Travis Cummings reports, even those voices are split.
I'm really appreciative.
A Sunday service at the St. Louis Cathedral Basilica.
Enjoy the beauty of the cathedral and the holy sacrifice of the Mass.
Alexander Polt has a few thoughts about the High Court's decision to put an end to abortion 2 days ago.
It's more moving towards allowing states to do what they're going to do with states' rights, and put the decision in the hands of the state.
Polt also believes it'll give people a greater reverence for life.
Moving into a culture of life and a true appreciation of the life that we have, the lives that we're given, especially through the miracle of birth.
Lydia Foss and George Lemke marching with Epiphany of Our Lord Church in the Pride Parade. alongside several other religious groups, more outraged by the decision.
It's so unfortunate because people are losing so many rights so quickly, and when we thought we were gaining some of that back, it's kind of unfortunate that it's kind of going away a little bit again.
I feel like anyone who should be in charge of a country should be stepping towards progress and instead of trying to push us back to times that were a lot worse.
Many religious groups have took a grateful over prideful stance, saying they hope the decision will increase awareness about the resources women have once they give birth.
To help people realize that there are a lot of help centers out there, that if you're having an unexpected pregnancy, that there are people who are very much willing to help.
Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
Pew Research shows that most evangelicals oppose abortion. Catholics are more split on the issue. The majority of people of some other religions think abortion should be legal, including responders that were Jewish, Protestant, and Orthodox Christians. Well, it's been nearly 2 decades since 9-year-old Christian Ferguson went missing in North St. Louis County. And tomorrow his father will go on trial on charges of first-degree murder. Christian went missing back in 2003 after leaving with his father, DeJuan Ferguson. DeJuan claimed the boy was sleeping inside his SUV, and while at a payphone, his vehicle was stolen. The SUV was later found, but Christian was still missing. Christian had a rare disorder where he could not walk or talk. His body has never been found. He's presumed to be dead. It was not until 2019 when the St. Louis County prosecuting attorney charged DeJuan with first-degree murder. We will have a reporter inside the courtroom as DeJuan Ferguson goes to the trial. We will be live streaming all week from opening statements to closing arguments and the verdict. You can look for updates on air and online. You can also get breaking news alerts about the trial on the 5 on Your Side app. A 16-year-old is dead after a shooting in Jefferson County. The sheriff's office tells us the boy was shot on West Fork Drive in Burns Mill. His friends put him inside a car driving to a gas station for help. We've learned another 16-year-old has been arrested in the shooting. The sheriff's office says right now it appears that the shooting was an accident. Tonight, family and friends honored the life of a pregnant woman that police say was decapitated by her ex-boyfriend. 22-year-old Lisa Dodd died inside her apartment earlier this month. Her ex-boyfriend, DeAndre Holloway, is charged with her murder and the death of her unborn child. Tonight, there was a celebration of life for Dodd at Rosio's in Jerseyville. Her family wanted it to be like a backyard barbecue, something Lisa always loved.
I could spend all night telling you about her. She was just amazing. She had a heart of gold. She had her own light. She had her own people, and she was just
big
bigger,
heart.
Yeah, bigger than this world.
Some of the proceeds tonight will pay for funeral expenses. Anything left over will be donated to domestic violence resources and a local animal rescue, since Lisa loved dogs. St. Louisans are taking over the streets to end gun violence. Today, local activists planned on holding a peace rally. They say they want people to put their guns down.
I hope that, just a couple of days ago, I almost got shot at 13 and done cast. Some guys were jumping on the A-rail, and the bullet went right over my head.
I just want everybody to come out, support us, to show that we love, we care, and we just want to stop the violence in our city. Because it could be your child, your son, your sister, your mother, your daddy. We just want everyone to come out and support us.
The peace riot today got rained out. It will now be on July 10th at the corner of Aubert and MLK. People are asked to decorate their cars for the ride. There were pride parades across the country today to celebrate Pride Month and show support of the LGBTQ+ community. This is what it looked like earlier today in New York and Chicago. It was also the first time many people were back for the parade in person since the pandemic. And after a 2-year hiatus, Pride Fest returned to downtown St. Louis this weekend. Organizers kicked off the last day of the festival with a grand parade, and 5 on Your Side's Laura Barczewski gives us an inside look at the celebrations.
St. Louisans welcomed Pride Fest back to the streets after a long 2 years without a community-wide celebration.
COVID was hard on everybody, but especially those who are already marginalized. So to show we are still here, you have support, and we stand together and we're strong, and we made it through.
The McDonald's Grand Parade was packed with people, came right down Market Street, finishing up at 18th Street. Kyla McClure says the support for the LGBTQIA+ community means a lot to them and their family.
Well, I have 2 gay moms, and I'm queer myself, so it just feels good to know that we're in a place where we can be safe.
Sister Janita Hug with the Order of Perpetual Indulgence activism group says it's great to see so many families enjoying Pride together.
I think it's very important for our younger generations, just primarily because they're coming into their own identities in a time where this world isn't extremely friendly to them.
President of Pride Fest St. Louis, Brandon Reed, says even after the celebration is over, it all comes back to the theme of this year's event.
Our theme is together again, so we want to come together as a country, as a state, as a city. This is time just to come together. Let's put all our grievances off to the side.
Reporting in St. Louis, Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
And if you missed the parade this afternoon, you can rewatch the stream on 5+. Just download it for free on your Roku or Fire TV. You can also watch our newscast 24/7 on 5+.
They renovate houses and young lives.
I went from being put out of school to graduating college at 19 years old.
The local group turning around neighborhoods and giving at-risk kids the tools for success. With so many types of sunscreens to choose from, will one protect you better than another? We verify.
The rain from earlier today signaling changes across the bi-state region. Drier air to kick off our work week, why it doesn't last, and why Mother Nature may provide some fireworks of her own for the 4th of July.
President Biden was in Germany today, meeting with world leaders for the G7 summit. A big topic of the meeting was inflation. Higher prices are also impacting other countries, in part because of Russia's invasion in Ukraine. Bans on Russian oil and other things are causing higher gas prices, and leaders are talking about other bans on Russian imports. Allies say they want to keep putting pressure on Russia while making sure inflation does not get even higher. More baby formula arrived in the U.S. today. 150,000 pounds came by plane from Germany. That plane landed in Houston, Texas. It's part of the White House's so-called Operation Fly Formula plan. Since it launched last month, there have been more than a dozen flights coming to America. If you go to the Hyde Park neighborhood in North St. Louis, you will see some houses in pretty bad shape. Renovation would be tough for even an experienced contractor. But renewal is taking place, and as you'll learn in tonight's Making a Difference report, there's no experience required.
This is the second bath, and this is, I guess, the master of the house.
Call it Extreme Makeover North City Edition.
So we have the back deck here that leads to this amazing lot.
This house in the Hyde Park neighborhood was just put up for sale, and to say it was a fixer-upper is an understatement.
This is all about a vision. So we are seeing the completed project when we see it as this. And
Michael Woods is not really a developer or a contractor, but he knows a lot about building lives.
3, 2, 1. It's been a heck of a journey.
In 2016, he co-founded the nonprofit Dream Builders for Equity, allowing high school students, when they're done with their homework, a chance to do construction work.
They're making $15 an hour. Not only are they making $15 an hour, but they're also getting the equity from these sales of the property, so we're sharing the profits with them.
Woods, an entrepreneur and author of 4 books, says he was able to overcome the obstacles of growing up in a low-income neighborhood. And he wanted to pay it forward for kids like 15-year-old Malik Lyles.
I was expecting maybe to see a few houses and then maybe paint a little bit. But it's actually been better than what I thought.
When I came to the program, they welcomed me with open arms. Everybody is loving and caring, and they just really care about you and what you want to focus on in your life.
Dream Builders buys dilapidated homes for pennies on the dollar, with the goal of both renovating neighborhoods and these kids.
When I was 15, 16, I wasn't thinking about any of this was possible.
We first met 20-year-old Carvin Ward when he was just 16. He's now a project manager with a degree from Rankin Technical College.
I'm proud of myself, you know what I'm saying? Proud of myself.
If the renovated house we showed you earlier looks familiar, it's because volunteers from Channel 5's Project 5 were here just last summer to help with landscaping. But this home is just one of 25 completed Dream Builders projects.
So Mike, you've been with us since the inception of Dream Builders. Our goal is to figure it out here, do it right, be that initial investment here that transforms this neighborhood, and then go and do it in other communities.
Giving kids the tools for success.
Anybody can do it. Anybody who know where I came from know that anybody can do it.
Dream Builders for Equity, restoring houses and hope.
It feels like home.
Dream Builders also teaches their trainees about personal finance and real estate investing so they can use those tools to then reinvest in their neighborhoods. And a reminder, if you know someone inspiring or making a difference for others, let me know by email at mbush@ksdk.com. Well, we had a little rain, some much needed rain. The question is, did everybody get some? Because I know the farmers really needed it, Scott.
And some of the farm fields, especially east and southeast of St. Louis, ended up with a pretty healthy dose. And all of us tonight had a beautiful sunset around the St. Louis area. A lot of pictures showing up. This one from Rob McDaniel out in Hawk Point. You can see the color in the sky. Yet we still have some clouds that we're dealing with, and we will for a while. The heaviest rain, though, from the overnight hours in through this morning as we continue to see those showers across the region, tended to be across the farm fields of Illinois, which is certainly a good thing for our farming community because we were really stressing out, especially the corn fields. Eastern portions of Washington County heading over into Jefferson County, southern portions of Marion County in Illinois, the average about 2.5 inches or so there. Now, not as much around the metro area. Inside the 270-255 loop, the average was about 1/2 inch, but you actually put on some of those measurements and you had about 1/2 inch in O'Fallon as well as at Lambert. But in North County, you get up towards Blackjack along Coldwater Creek, just over 1 inch of rain. In Tower Grove, though, only about 1/3 of an inch, and Washington, Missouri, less than 2/10 of an inch. And it's those areas that saw very little rainfall overall in the last 24 hours, where we already have the evolving drought, if you will. Those are the areas we've got to watch this week because it's still going to get hot again before the week is done. Look at this, though. The dew point temperatures just dropping off through the course of the day. We started out with that dew point close to 70 this morning. Now the dew points are down into the 50s. Open up the windows. Nice evening. We still have a little bit of a breeze out of the north at 7 miles per hour, down to 73. We were below average for a change today on our temperatures around St. Louis. 50s to around 60 for the overnight lows with a partly cloudy sky. The cold front south and east of us, that's where the showers and storms pushed in, by the way, if you're watching that NASCAR race. Yeah, thunderstorms there from competing outflow boundaries bouncing at each other and creating a storm right over the track. Tomorrow, a lot of sunshine all day long, comfortable, great to work outside. As we go through the week, it's great early start this week with pleasant conditions, dry through Thursday. Late in the week, it's hot, it gets humid, and we have a storm chance by later Friday, just in time for the 4th of July weekend, right? Looks like the better chances Friday night into Saturday. We'll still have some showers and storms on Sunday and even into Monday, but it is not going to be an all-day continuous rain, certainly on any of those days. The best chances look to be from later Friday night into Saturday. And guess what? We're going to need that rain. Even though the next couple of days are very pleasant, we're back around 90 by the time we get to Wednesday, and for Thursday and Friday, once again, mid-90s. The humidity will be increasing. We'll need every drop of rain we can get when we can get it. So we might have to adjust some of our plans this weekend, Mike, but we definitely need the rain.
But tomorrow is Channel 5 night at the ballpark. It looks like a beautiful night.
No problems for this whole series with the Marlins. Looks like it's going to be quite nice weather-wise.
All right, Scott, thanks. And with that sun in the forecast, don't forget the sunscreen. Our Verified team explains the difference between chemical and mineral products. Well, summer is here, and one thing you don't want to forget before going outside is your sunscreen. There are a lot of brands to choose from, but two main types, chemical and mineral. Megan Bragg with our Verify team explains the difference.
There are two types of sunscreen you see the most on store shelves. They are chemical and mineral. But which one should you choose? So the question, is there a big difference in protection between chemical sunscreen and mineral sunscreen? Let's verify. Our source is Dr. Alyssa Daniel, a dermatologist with Novant Health, physician assistant Becky Vaglio with Novant Health, and the American Academy of Dermatology. The American Academy of Dermatology says chemical sunscreen works like a sponge, absorbing the sun's rays and is easier to rub into your skin. It usually contains these active ingredients, while mineral sunscreen works like a shield, sitting on the surface of your skin. However, it's harder to rub into the skin. It contains less active ingredients.
There's not really a question of one versus another being better or necessarily safer. It's which one, honestly, for me, patients are going to want to apply.
Dr. Daniel says mineral-based sunscreen works best on kids and people who have sensitive skin.
There are some skin conditions, especially if patients are dealing with problems with pigment, that I do prefer more of the mineral blockers.
Vaglio tells us there is some controversy surrounding chemical sunscreen and if it has an effect on your body, but that has yet to be proven.
Chemical sunscreens have been found in the bloodstream. However, there has been no link to that causing any health-related changes yet. They're still having to do further research on that and what that actually means.
So we can verify that no, there is not a big difference in protection between chemical sunscreen and mineral sunscreen. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
What would you like us to verify? Reach out to us by texting the word verify to 314-425-5355, and we'll be right back. For the fifth weekend in a row, Top Gun Maverick is #1 in box office sales at the movies. But this time, it's tied with the new release of Elvis, the biopic of Elvis Presley's life. Early numbers show they tied with $30.5 million in sales. And there you have it. 5 on your side at 10. Starting tomorrow morning, you can start watching Today in St. Louis at 4 a.m. For now, here's Frank Cusimano with Sports Plus.